Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video I'll be showing you how it is to play Kriegspiel. Get ready to see what it's like to play and what you actually do as a player. So, the first step is to go into Discord and check the message from the umpire. He will give you all the information you have as the officer you play. In this case, the umpire showed me a picture of what the officer that I play can see and all the information that this officer has. In this case, I know that I'm under the General Taylor and that I control 4 units of infantry, 2 units of artillery, a supply wagon, and finally the umpire gave me the mission that Taylor gave me. Once you enter the online board game, you have an empty map that you can use to help you make tactical decisions. The best way to use the map is to take units from the stack on the left of the map and then place them where they roughly are on the real life map as shown by the message from the umpire, so you can visualize better the units and make tactical decisions accordingly. You can also use the ruler on the left of the map so you can see how far your units can move, and so you can coordinate attacks with other officers, and this is essential to making the right decisions and winning the game. So to actually move the units on the real life map of the umpire, you have to write orders to the umpire. Here for example I said that all units should go north on the road and they should go as fast as possible and not wait. In the umpire turn, you'll receive a new report that includes all the information from the previous player turn. For example, in this case, the umpire updated the picture of what the officer can see and informed me that I lost sight of my artillery units, but that I spotted a messenger on the other side of the river. Additionally, he told me that the infantry has reached the bridge now. Based on this new information now, I can make new decisions and continue the battle. Before we move on to the next turn, let's update my personal map. I'll place the infantry unit right in front of the bridge and leave the artillery where it is, as I don't have any new information on its movement. I'll also add a messenger on the other side of the river. By adding all the units, I don't forget of any of them, and so when I'm making decisions in the next turn, I don't forget about them. Alright, now let's write a more detailed set of orders to the umpire. Here's what I hope my units will do. I want my infantry unit that is furthest to the south to move south and look what happened to the artillery, and then send me a messenger back informing me of what happened. Meanwhile, the rest of the infantry should move on to the hill in front of the bridge. However, if they encounter enemy forces, they should take a defensive stand behind the road on the left side of the bridge. Okay, the umpire has just given me a new update. The messenger had information from General Taylor about the enemy having an infantry line on the north. Additionally, the messenger from the artillery arrived and told me that they are moving north. They also noticed some cavalry on the left. It's time to update my map again to the latest information I have received. I have added the enemy infantry line that Taylor told me about. However, since the information was limited, I have only placed it roughly where I believe it to be. I also moved the artillery even though I got no new information about them, because I just think they are roughly there by now. General Taylor additionally gave me new orders, instructing me to go with the infantry through the forest and flanking the enemy, and to hold my artillery at the bridge to fire at the enemy line. Now I'm telling my units to execute the orders given to me by Taylor. The umpire has given me a new report on the battlefield. My infantry units are right before entering the forest and ready to carry out their orders. Additionally, I have received news from my artillery units that has finally reached the bridge and crossed, and making its way up to the firing point. Going back to my map, looking at the enemy here, probably my allies are here, so I'm gonna add some units just so that I have the picture in mind and can always look at it. I am also gonna put my infantry units where they are, like the umpire said, and I'm also gonna put finally the artillery right up there where it should be. An important feature of this game is that if a unit is far away, you have to send a messenger to give them orders. So that now when I move with my infantry through the forest, I cannot anymore send orders to my artillery, so I just gave them self-control so that they can do whatever they want. I'm now in the middle of the forest with my infantry units, and now my visibility is limited. However, the umpire has informed me that I can hear sound of new artillery fire, indicating that my artillery unit has started firing at the enemy. Back to my personal map, let's put the units where they are, the infantry in the forest, and the artillery right where they should be if they started firing with effective range. If we take the ruler again and look how far the units have to go, around next round they should be at the enemy. My units should just continue doing what they were doing. And now the umpire has given me a new report, telling me that my infantry is at the enemy and they're shooting, and that the enemy is very confused and that they didn't know that I was there. I have updated the map, and after looking at it, I believe the best course of action would be to launch a full-scale charge and attempt to completely rout the enemy. And so I wrote to the umpire the charge attack, and hopefully everything goes after plan. Not long after that, in the umpire turn, the umpire informed me that the charge was extremely effective and many enemy units have fled. I was getting ready to write new orders to continue the attack, but the umpire wrote that the enemy side has given up and that we won the battle. A well-fought battle with little information, but we still won with a decisive flanking maneuver. Before we end the video, let's look at the player map. Here, for example, we can see that on the left side we had little to no information and it was more like just guessing, whilst on the right side we had far more information and we can see more details and units. Now let's look at the umpire map. Here we can see far more units and also see the enemy units that we couldn't see before. For example, now we can see also the units of the officers on my team and on the enemy. Here, for example, the cavalry on the left side we didn't see completely and had no information that they existed. And this is also what makes the game interesting, because with that little information that you get as the officer from the umpires, you have to make the difference in the battle and win. If you also want to play Kriegspiel, you just have to go on Tabletopia and search up Kriegspiel and you can play it completely for free. And if you need someone to play with, you can hop on in the Discord and there will for sure be someone you can play with.